FoodLoop. And just to engage the audience a little more, I'd like to ask you a question of who of you actually still does his or her grocery shopping themselves? Who goes into a physical store? I'm eyeing the VCs over there. Hey, one of the VCs doesn't have somebody else get their groceries. And what FoodLoop does is actually we contribute to the avoidance of food waste significantly by, on the one end, under the contribution of the food retailers who are connected to our back end, and on the other end to us consumers who are all connected to our front end app. And what we basically do is we send out push notifications automatically and in real time. Let's ask you the second question. Who of you, if you knew you're in the grocery store, it's 3 p.m., you know that you're going to like and have bacon for dinner. And there's bacon that is 30% discounted because the best before date only has 5 days until it goes off. And there's one that has still the full margin price. Who of you guys would go for the 30% discounted one, provided that you knew you are going to have that bacon for dinner, right? And that's what we do. We send you guys the information wherever you are, whenever you want it, automatically and in real time, what your supermarket has of your favorite product list available. The stock information, the discount, and the pricing. This is the first app of its kind, as we are not only taking data from the internet, but with our exclusive partner, which is SAP, we are connected to the back end of all the major retailers, and we will be. Here's a little video. Who's going to play that? Of what happened to us in April in Brussels at the European Commission.
We need a lot more examples. And an example is not an experimentation in a lab. An example is what FoodLoop is doing. This is an example. And we don't want another FoodLoop, we want to have another 2,000 of those.
That was pretty amazing marketing. We didn't even know that they were taping.
We are basically supporting the retailer.
I will get away from the speech, and here we have a little off sound piece for you guys. You can follow the subtitles, and I'll talk a little over it as that's way more interesting. That is the public broadcasting station that shot a marketing piece for us. Since we're bootstrapping, we've raised 250K within the past 4 months only. But still there's not enough to build an entire brand and get media for equity or other stuff. We are currently located in Germany, have been running a pilot in 3 bio-supermarkets for the past 3 months. Our apps are not available on the public app stores, but we go through customer bases only. Our app has an individual user ID where you can scan it throughout the checkout and get an additional discount. We are based on a new barcode technology. I wonder if all of you guys probably know the so-called EAN barcode, which is on every consumer good in this world, and the zebra stripes. In 2008, there was a new innovation called the so-called data bar. The data bar is an extension for fresh produce. It's a barcode that can encode additional information, such as the best before date, the weight of a product, the banana, and encode that on a product level into the yogurt or whatever. And we then take that information and simply do marketing. And therefore, the retailer, and that is what we concluded with the past 3 months in our pilot, we reduced their food waste by 50%. That is not the only thing, that we saved them around 250 euros a month in waste, but we drew additional customers to their stores. Like one buyer supermarket was close to a university in Bonn, which is close to the Cologne area, and buyer supermarkets usually tend to be more expensive. But we opened university students, all poor, about to be broke, the whole buyer supermarket segment, since whenever you find an expensive buyer product which is up to 50% discounted, you go into that store and buy that product. So through concluding that pilot product, our business model is licensing the system out. We agreed with that buyer supermarket owner on and I can tell that openly, on a 30% licensing fee based on what he is ending up saving and making more through drawing more customers into his store. Which is amazing to us. This is just the first stage of market entry. In a second stage, once we end up scanning user IDs at the cashier, the supermarket just has to pay us for every additional customer that we brought him. So he's not even risking a licensing fee, but we get a 50 cents for each customer that we draw into their physical store. And that not enough. On top of that, all the major retailers in Germany, and we are going to San Diego next month to even talk to Walmart, which is pretty interesting. Then they're telling us that we're not interested in marketing and avoiding food waste, but we like to have the data. I don't know if you guys knew that, because that's a current information. Walmart is just piloting the so-called e-bon. So you get your bond data, or your receipts into your app. You can have a household keeping book, and the supermarkets want that data. And they want like, well, we want to introduce, or might want to introduce FoodLoop because we then get the customer data and we'd love to pay you more on top of that. We have the vision to reduce food waste in the world, but if we can make more money with that, amazing. Thanks, guys. Questions?
Could you elaborate a little bit how you want to make money?
Yes, the supermarket started paying us 400 euros for each store each month, which means that we just received the first wire transfer, since we just concluded the pilot 4 days ago, of 1,200 euros for these 3 stores. And we'll be launching in 3 other supermarkets in the Bonn area and in Stuttgart area next month. But our target goal is that the supermarket structure in industrialized countries looks like this. We have 5 big players in every market, in every country, and that share amongst 80% of the whole segment. And we just need one big customer, such as Walmart in Germany, and Edeka and Rewe in South Korea, and Lotte-Mart. One big customer with 1,000+ stores attached to it to sign a deal with us, and then all good.
Wouldn't be somebody like Walmart rather do it themselves?
Yes, Walmart could, but we are following the principle of loyalty partner programs. We're one multi-partner, one app for all retailers and all consumers, which has way more traction than all these individual retailers' apps get additional customers to all the other retailers as well. So we got the offer, of course, from Rewe in Germany, as Volker, you might know them as well, who wanted to develop our app and integrate it into theirs as a white label solution, which we are open to as well, of course, no problem. Since we have that partnership with SAP, so we can promise we can integrate fully with any SAP system, which is 20% of the worldwide market share, plus the partnership with GS1. GS1, by the way, is the worldwide monopolist on barcodes. And anyone here in China interested in copycatting us, go ahead, enjoy yourselves, but we have SAP and GS1.
Excellent. I think the expiration date is up, but nice work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Warm round of applause for FoodLoop, everybody.